I could not forget my lovely secure attachment, polyamory community, and monoamory. Because when you're a secure attachment, functional adult, enlightenment, 5D mystic or not, well, you know all about being fearless and bold. And so that's the part of us not falling in or out of love quickly, because that's for those who can use a good childhood trauma therapist, because the only reason you fall in and out of love quickly and you chase a feeling is because you're not actually invested in what you love. To be loyal to what you love, those first 3 years of implicit memory that come up will have to return home to their self first, to giggly adult at the point in which you begin good therapy, which shares with you that magic works through you when you return home to yourself. Yourself is a feminine, a body that works with the mind-body harmony. Somatic therapists talk to you all about it, which is why a good therapist will be one that has inner child, and that can be through IFS, so internal family system parts work, or they know about charge states, or they talk to you about the adaptive child. So the inner child would be the adaptive child. And basically, the adaptive child is not very good on embracing the in-between because their default mode network doesn't navigate from the soothe system, navigates from the survival system, and that would equal defense and threat. So it's not really great. Instead, to be fearless and bold requires secure attachment, because that means you're going to be loyal to the people you say, I love you, and I do. And here's where truth. Let's get to our lovely truth. 1 second, I'm trying to organize. Also, lovely card. Truth transcends illusions. So the truth is 22, lovely dragonfly. Truth, land of equanimity. When you're a aligned piece of Purusha, Prakriti, consciousness. Pure consciousness is unconditional love, Purusha. Pure energy, Prakriti, that's you and your ventral vagal system. It's your social engagement system. Nothing is ever wasted in a securely attached body, nor is it ever wasted in one that can learn to be securely attached, because the time to heal is always when you understand that the small things matter. And that means every sensation that comes up matters. And it's not a devil or a demon or any of that. It's to return home to your own self. So a secure attachment person, again, knows healthy boundaries, which is why 5D mystics, Enlightenment functional adults, don't have sagas with any of their intimately romantic or non-romantic relationships, polyamory or monoamory. So clearing out the clutter is never, let's cancel people from our oversoul, let's go hermit mode because, oh no. No, we don't have tower moments, because our solid foundation, secure attachment, is always able to use the feminine, our wisdom, with our masculine, our left-right mode. Chit-chat or left-right is where the sensations, emotions, and the self is allocated, according to some neuroscientists, the good data science people. The ones who want to let yoga be prevalent, and basically when they say you don't have a self, so here's the deal, we can philosophize all day long. I have a self, my name's Maria. Yes, it's part of energy, but the whole part of being in nothingness, it's very different when you're grounded in your body. So there's a lot of different interpretations. Now, if one person's word or 10 people's words matter more than 8 billion or others, that's your choice. For me, all words are the same. That's what it means to be a whole 3-year-old heart, and to know that wisdom, knowledge, really, we're just chit-chatting, are we not? So when you can be an adult, you know chit-chat, and you know data. So data talks to you about dark matter and dark energy. The data scientists with neuroscience shows where they have allocated the area of the self. So I'm going to use the good educators, and I'm going to say, of course, I understand there is no self in a conceptualization, because we're one big ball of energy, and I am, after all, a 5D mystic. So I have a relationship with the sphere. Otherwise, I wouldn't be channeling. Although, unlike 4D, who tell you to go in hermit mode and spirit will bring you everything you want, spirit has a plan, I kind of learned that's not how things work. You have free will, it's called. We've all been given this free will. Oh, I can't wait to go down the sciences path with there's no free will, the neuroscience people. I'm waiting for the book to come out. So as I was trying to say, excuse me, as I clear my throat chakra, people who get into a integrated brain with secure attachment, or people who move into it with good therapists, EMDR, child parts work, and somatics. Why somatics? Because the body and the mind. 80% of your memory is stored those 3 years of life, as I said. Very important to think on your feet with the ability to turn knowledge into wisdom means you need to be responsive, not reactive. Means you need to know how to use your soothe system, not your survival threat defense system, which is instead the one system that any person who has trust breaks and trauma and 4D mystics use their amygdala. So they don't know how to be in the here and now. They do know how to be in an inner child. And on that note, as we keep chit-chatting, thank you to our lovely tarot, which, by the way, is the animal spirit animal. If you want the name of the box, I have it. But when you meet adaptive children, what they do with in and out is what we don't get confused by. We understand that in order for a person to be empowered to be their self, they need to understand their self first. Here. And so with the good somatic therapist and the good trauma and attachment therapist, people who care about each other, so 5D mystics have whole 3 old hearts. We know emotional regulation, building skills. We want to talk always, and we use heart-to-heart conversations. So twin flame or flames, soulmates, the entire oversoul. There are no more special or less special, which is why for polyamory, the community of those who embody unconditional love, it's pretty straightforward. Monoamory, I'm going to say that's because our ancestors who don't know about the 0-1-year-old, so they don't know about how to learn eventually, because obviously we first learn how to self-regulate based on our household. So people who have had traumatizing attachment, they unfortunately, until they choose to be smart about it, and so come across good trauma information, and basically also be able to have enough self-worth. So the sad part is this, that they need to have enough care that they deserve a chance at life. And that nightmares and talking about humanity as pieces of shit and all the whole negative, because see, to me, that's all toxic negativity. I know what toxic positivity is, but that's all whenever anyone's talking about people, like adaptive children do. Anyone who talks about, just point fingers. Obviously, there are those who are making decisions that are really, are they doing what we would want? No. The smart people are like, nope, none of them are, because a whole 3-year-old heart is going to tell you exactly what we want, because as any child will say, we can get along, because it's a small world after all. So no matter how we put it, it's not about magical thinking. The sciences show in our ventral vagal state, human love narrative. The people who have the human suffering narrative, they have a different story. Good therapy could help them, but they think that they don't need one because, the whole shame cycle, inner critic, outer critic, apparently fucking, drugging, alcohol, eating a lot, compulsive activity is something they don't look at. Oh, and also coming in and out of people's lives, they think it's badass and cool. No. Badass is you consistently staying and also being fully involved emotionally. That's badass. Being vulnerable is actually our mammalian heritage. So we get to try and heal trauma with those who want to be grown-ups together. Monoamory, polyamory, and solo it is, but also together, never solo, alone. Hermit mode, we don't do hermit mode because our mammalian heritage, we actually have allo-parenting when we begin, not just one necessarily caregiver. We can have about 5 or 6. So tune in for more. I like to mix human, spiritual, and spirituality. You all know that. And share the love. Be compassionate again. Have a great one.